Story 1. Am I the a-hole for choosing other women over my cousin, even though she's my cousin? For 6 years, I, 28M, lived with my favorite cousin, Carly, 25F. I covered almost everything: rent, utilities, groceries, while she paid $400 a month in a city where min rent is $2,200. I'm in a financially better situation, so this was never really an issue. Then one night, after I came home around 3 a.m. from a date, I came home to find Carly threw food all over my bed because I made her waste her time by not knowing she cooked for us. That was the moment I realized something was very wrong. Firstly, I could save more by living on my own, but secondly, Carly was either insane or acting like a jealous girlfriend instead of a cousin. When our lease ended, I tried setting one small boundary, that she would contribute a little more, that being $600 instead of $400, and that we move closer to my job. She refused to compromise on a single thing. Meanwhile, my now girlfriend also wanted to move in. Carly said this was a non-negotiable, and the girlfriend could not move in. So I made the choice that made sense, and my cousin moved back home with her parents, and my girlfriend moved in with me. My cousin went full no contact for months, until I later broke up with the girlfriend I was living with and reconnected with my high school sweetheart. Was it the best choice? No, but it was my first girlfriend, and we had previously dated for 7 years. She also happens to be Carly's ex-best friend. Suddenly, Carly came back around not to talk, but to accuse me of choosing other women over her and betraying her. To be clear, she's my cousin and I feel she's acting like I cheated on her. At this point, it's been a year we've only awkwardly seen each other at family gatherings. And my family has now suggested, if I want to continue going to these family gatherings, not to bring my current girlfriend as it upsets Carly. Am I the a-hole, or is this as bizarre as it feels? Should I accept the family terms as it is her family too? Story 2. Am I the a-hole for being furious that my husband gave away my steak and wine after I told him repeatedly not to? I, 30F, came back from Japan about 2 months ago and brought home an expensive bottle of sake I specifically picked after doing a sake tasting class. I'm not a big drinker, so I chose something I genuinely liked and that my husband would enjoy. It was meant as a for us thing. I also had an unopened bottle of German wine that a friend gifted me 3 months ago. My husband and I had multiple conversations where he asked if he could give the sake to his father, his cousin, or his friends, and I said a strict no every single time. Not vaguely, not jokingly, very clearly. He knew it was sentimental and partially a souvenir. He also refused to drink it the one time I opened it because he had a headache, so I had about 20 milliliter and left the rest untouched. Fast forward to 3 days ago. I'm away from home, and he has friends over after a pub night. I didn't even consider that he would touch the sake or the wine, because we've had the don't share this conversation a million times. The next day, I ask him where the sake is. He casually tells me he shared the sake and the unopened wine with his friends, and they finished everything. I was stunned, angry, disappointed, all of it. He then says he forgot that I told him not to give it to anyone, then adds that he doesn't remember unimportant stuff. Bear in mind, I had even given him a bottle of whiskey specifically meant for his friends after I returned from my travel. When I confronted him about the sake and wine, he flipped it and said, "Don't let it spoil our relationship," and suggested I see a counselor. Am I the a-hole for being this upset over something he claims is not a big deal, even though I'd told him explicitly and repeatedly not to touch it? I'm unable to process the fact that my husband casually crossed a major boundary and is nonchalant about it. Edit. Husband and his friends are not alcoholics. He rarely indulges. Second edit. He said, "Don't let it spoil our relationship," not throwing away the relationship. Sincere apologies. Story 3. Am I the a-hole for telling my DIL that I got the iPads for the kids, but I have locked her out of the settings? My son works on cargo ships. He is hard to contact and is gone for weeks to months at a time. He will not be around for the holidays. He is married to Daisy. Life has been rough for the couple the past 2 years. Daisy became unemployed and hasn't found work that is flexible enough with the kids. My son is gone often, so he can't help with the kids. A common issue that has been happening is that Daisy will sell the kids' things online for extra cash. I really don't approve, especially since she still is getting her nails done every 2 weeks still. The kids get into trouble, and so she sells their things. My granddaughter only had her new Switch video game for 2 weeks before it was sold. Daisy claimed she was playing too aggressively with the game, but when I asked, she could not give me examples. So the $70 Switch game got sold on eBay. This also only ever happens with expensive gifts. I have talked to her about it, but she denies it. Daisy asked me to buy the 2 kids' iPads for Christmas. They are expensive, and I am worried she is going to sell them. So I have set them up already, and made it so she needs a password to get into the setting app. That way, she cannot wipe them and sell them. I called her up today and informed her I got the kids' iPad, and explained that I put a password on the setting app. In short, she was pissed, but I made it clear this is the only way I am gifting them the iPads. I have been getting texts constantly about me overstepping. Was this a dick move? Should I get rid of the passcode? Am I the a-hole for telling my DIL that I got the iPads for the kids, but I have locked her out of the settings update? I am still going to give them the iPads, and for the first few weeks they will stay at my place, and then I will let them take them home, but I will be monitoring them. They deserve to have nice things at home, even if mom is a dick. I am also going to inform her in text that this is a loan, and I am going to make it very clear that if she does sell them, I will file a report with the police and pursue it. I can literally see where the iPad are online. I don't like it, but she needs to stop doing this shit, and if I have to pursue it, then I will. I edit. She is locked out of everything. The cloud is in my name, with my own passcodes, that's locked. I had the people help me do this so no one else can get it. Unless she gets hacking skills to rival Apple Engineera, she will not be able to wipe them allows. I don't find it fair that the kid can't have nice stuff because of her. I only see them usually once every 2 weeks. They should be able to use their nice stuff at home or take it to a friend's house. Story 4. Am I the a-hole for refusing to drive my husband home from his colonoscopy? I need some outside perspective. Am I the a-hole? My husband went to doc back in September. He needs a colonoscopy. I reminded him in October. In Nov, he had yet to schedule. I reminded him again and told him to try to schedule it before end of year because we hit all insurance and basically free. He told me yesterday he scheduled for 19th. We supposed to be in NE for the holidays. He then said we needed to wait, and then after his colonoscopy, we would drive there, which means I would be driving 7+ hours by myself in late afternoon and evening. I don't do well at night. I could do it if in the morning. I told him to reschedule to after 1st of year. He said no to help save money. So he then rescheduled to next Wednesday 17th and said he needed me to pick him up at 12:30. I told him I can't do that because of my job. I am a teacher, and it is one of my busiest times of year. He says I am being rigid, not flexible, and selfish. Also, that I don't care about him. I explained that I can't just leave my class for 30 minutes, especially at the lunch hour. Plus, he's going to under general anesthesia. He needs somebody to be with him. Also, what if it takes longer than 30 minutes? He said you would figure it out if it was an emergency. This is not an emergency. I also told him I can't leave that day, because I have parents coming in to help with a big project, a party I am leading, and a parent conference after school. All of this was scheduled before his colonoscopy, which he did not check with my schedule. He says it is because I can't talk on the phone. I mentioned that he could do it when I get home. He says they are closed. I get home most days at 3:30. He told me to figure it out because he would do it for me. I told him I wouldn't have given him a week's notice to figure it out for something that's going to require me to take a day off of work. And it's not on me if he waited until last minute to get it scheduled. I told him to reschedule for the 1st of the year, and I didn't care if we'd have to pay more because at this point in time there's not a lot of options with the holidays. He said no, and figure it out. I said no. He says I am a shit, because family first, and now isn't talking me,